Now in Sudan, Friday was the last day of campaigning before voting begins on Sunday. Sudan's President Omar al-Bashir is promising free and fair elections, but many observers are questioning the credibility of the vote. Susan Rice, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, says the trends in Sudan are disturbing.
He underscored and reinforced what have been our long-standing concerns about serious government restrictions on political freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of association, the opportunity for all political actors to campaign without impediment, harassment of the media, limitations on access to polling stations for many of the people of Sudan, in particular in Darfur, as we have highlighted in the past.
Now, several of Sudan's largest opposition parties have withdrawn from the race, accusing the ruling National Congress Party of preparing to rig the results.
VOA Mwamoyo Hamza is in Sudan covering these elections and joins us now via phone. Hamza, you have been at the last campaign rallies in Southern Sudan today. What is the mood there, and what are some of the messages being put out there by the candidates to the voters?
Yes, Vincent, all day today, candidates have been holding public rallies, which are like last-minute campaigns before the polling begins on Sunday. I've just stepped away from my campaign rally for Salva Kiir Mayardit, who is the Vice President of Sudan and who is running for the presidency of Southern Sudan, which is just about to begin. And in all the rallies, the candidates are mostly talking about peace and prosperity, about bringing social services to the people of Southern Sudan. And in a lot of what you would call coded language, almost everybody of the candidates are speaking about the upcoming 2011 referendum, which is going to give Southern Sudan a chance to decide whether they want to be part of Sudan or be an independent nation.
Right, and before we go into a little detail on that, we know that the major parties have announced they're boycotting the elections in the north and in Darfur. Now, some analysts are saying if the elections don't go as planned and don't go well, there is a prospect of going back to war again. Is that a concern among the people of Southern Sudan?
It is a concern among people of Southern Sudan, but most of the observers I talk to, they feel that it's something they just had to do. Because their main thing, people around here in Southern Sudan, their main thing is how do they get to the referendum in 2011. So as they boycotted the national elections, they are going on, continuing with the elections in Southern Sudan to choose legislative members, governors, and of course the presidents of Southern Sudan. So the boycott is in the mouths and the minds of a lot of people here. But for Southern Sudanese, they feel that this is just something that they have to do, and they all agree that it's going to be a very difficult relationship between Southern Sudan and the northern government if Omar al-Bashir, of course, wins, which is likely.
Yes. Now, very quickly, Hamza, is there any idea or any thought that perhaps these coming elections might actually impact the referendum in 2011?
Can you repeat that?
Is there a concern that perhaps the way these elections will go, the way they'll play out, will impact the referendum of 2011?
Well, for Southern Sudanese, they don't think it will impact it. They think there is no way you can pull back the referendum since it was agreed on the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, the peace accord, which was signed in 2005. So they feel that it has to be there. There's no way you can pull it back. Even though, as you recall, President al-Bashir had threatened Southern Sudan, saying that if they don't take part in these elections, the national elections, then they can forget about the referendum. But a lot of observers that I've talked to, officials of the SPLM, they don't feel that the referendum can be pulled back.
Yeah, well, we want to thank you very much, Mwamoyo Hamza of the Voice of America, talking to us from Southern Sudan. Thank you very much.